know he's a lefty.
He can pitch, man.
You know what bothers me? These small, compact pitchers bother me, and it worries me about his arm motion. A lot of these guys get hurt. A lot of them do. The short, compact
he's
guys.
Got no injury history.
I know.
Heard all the minor leagues. I mean, knock on wood, but he's thrown a bunch of innings. He's been around since 2014.
I don't know.
He looks good, man. He throws really hard, and he strikes a ton of people out. He is a lefty.
And all of that's great. Domingo Germán has been a surprise.
Then you don't have to
He almost threw a new header.
I know. The other thing is, I have no idea they're going to keep Sonny Gray for another year, which I think is a mistake. I thought it was a mistake to get him.
Here's the problem with Sonny Gray. He cannot use Gary Sanchez as a catcher.
Which is ridiculous. I'm sorry. And look, in Gary Sanchez's defense, really in his defense, this is not an easy staff to catch. There is tons of breaking balls. Batanzas is impossible to catch.
Yeah.
Aroldis Chapman's impossible to catch. You got Sonny Gray, who when his curveball's on, it's dirty. It's right down in the dirt. Mm-hmm. But he's a professional catcher. Can you block a ball, please?
Agreed.
For God's sake.
But you know what? There have always been these catchers that have made a career off of being a guy's personal caddy.
It's ridiculous.
Clayton Kershaw had AJ Ellis.
The guy from Wakefield.
Wakefield was
Varitek?
No, it wasn't Varitek.
What's Varitek?
Mirabelli.
Kevin Cash.
No, Doug Mirabelli.
Doug Mirabelli, right?
That's
and
right.
Then you know
the Red Sox?
And then you had Eddie Perez with Greg Maddux his entire career. Maddux refused to throw to Javi Lopez, who was basically a poor man's Gary Sanchez.
You know what the funny thing is?
He was really good.
The Red Sox got rid of Doug Mirabelli to the Giants, I think he went to, and Varitek could not catch Wakefield. So they had a trade for Mirabelli to get him back.
Well, it was the same thing, Dickey. Josh Tolley learned how to catch R.A. Dickey. And when Dickey got traded to Toronto insisted that Josh Tolley was in the trade too because nobody else could.
R.A. Dickey was really interesting, though, because his knuckler was so fast that it not only did you have to deal with the movement, it almost looked like it would speed up as it got closer to you. It was ridiculous. He had a very weird...
I got a roll. It was awesome talking to you. I do a heavy metal show, Saturdays midnight. What's up?
Yeah. Nice. So, I don't know. Oh, by the way, Manny Machado, 2 Gold Gloves. Just throwing it out there.
He's going to the Dodgers.
I could see it, but I could also see the Dodgers blowing that team up. So...
They have money to blow it up.
They have money to blow it up and restart in the same damn year. So, they could do that.
And they already did it once before.
They did it with
Matt Kemp, was it?
Yeah, they blew it up. They got rid of Kemp. They got rid of Is Ethier still on that team?
No.
Right? Yeah, they got rid of Ethier, too.
He's gone.
There was one more big guy they got rid of. I forget his name. But, I know. There was another big... the outfielder. I forget his name. Oh, my goodness.
Carl Crawford?
No. No. It's like, no.
What year?
I think it was, 2011, something like that. I'll look for it. I don't see him going to... Where do you see him going? I don't see the Dodgers. Mark, where do you see him going? If Manny Machado leaves the Orioles, which I'm sure he will, where do you see him?
Can the Mets just surprise us?
You really think he'll go to the Mets?
No, can the Mets just be like... Can the Mets be like...
Shortstop, right?
Third baseman.
No, Machado, but
shortstop.
He would most likely play shortstop, right?
That's fine.
Yeah.
For the Mets, you play... pick your spot. We got you.
Listen, can't the Mets be like, we're interested in Machado at least to get our hopes up?
I mean, wouldn't it be...
Like, not even try and sign him? But,
no, but I'm saying, I think that you can't... It sounds crazy because we're talking about Machado here, but Rosario, he has to... We have to keep him out there. He has to become a guy for the Mets in the future. It has to be, when we look at it in the future, we have to be talking about Conforto, we have to be talking about Rosario, and we might have to be talking about Dominic Smith. We can't just give up on Rosario yet. There's two. Listen.
I'm not saying give up on him.
No. But
James Loney.
Oh,
James Loney.
Went to the Mets.
I said outfielder. I meant first baseman.
He was on the Mets a couple years.
Yeah.
He was really good when he came out, and then no one knows what happened. He just pooped
He's on the Rays, too, I think.
My God.
He pooped the bed.
Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to
sorry, but
interrupt your point.
No, but for the future for the Mets, it has to be Conforto, it has to be Rosario, and even if Dominic Smith ends up showing up, it has to be him too. Nimmo too. That has to be the future of the Mets. They have to get thrown out here, even if the Mets, which I want the Mets to make the playoffs, but even if the Mets, get beat up for another 1 or 2 years. These guys has to be the face. Have to be the face for the organization. Cespedes, but I don't know. after this contract is done with Cespedes, I don't think that he will be a Met no more. I don't even know. I just don't think
he's going to be a future DH for a team.
Yeah, he's going to be a future DH. That's what he's going to have to be, because the only way Cespedes stays with the Mets after this contract, if somehow, and they're going to laugh, but I'm just going to say
they win a World
somehow
Series.
They win a World Series. Yeah, and
I agree with you.
And that's the only way Cespedes will stay after this contract.
The only reason I would disagree with that, because I still think there'd be a chance, is he absolutely loves it in New York.
Yeah, and New York loves him.
He loves the golf scene.
He loves the golf.
Yeah, he loves the golf scene.
We haven't. I'm not. Don't joke about it. I mean, we have some of the best golf courses in the world right here in New York.
Yeah. Right, and
he loves golfing. That's great.
And Francesca sees him golfing. And Francesca's friends see him golfing.
It's so funny.
Even when he's not supposed to be golfing.
Well, didn't he say, I'm not going to golf this year,
yes.
blah, blah, blah?
By the way,
anybody catch this? Like, he's been doing a couple of press conferences himself now. Have you noticed that? Like, without a translator.
Yeah.
Which is not something he ever did. Yeah. But, like, actually came out and just said it in English. I just thought that was interesting. I think it's interesting because a lot of these guys tell you, like, I don't want to speak in English. I don't want... Hideki Matsui speaks terrific English, but he used a translator because he doesn't want his words taken out of context. So, I mean... I think it's interesting that he was willing to,
it's basically
to have a few press conferences.
It was basically Ramirez that was lighting you guys up.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I think he accounted for every run, right?
The most inconsistent players I've ever seen.
But he's a Yankee killer.
Yeah.
He's a Yankee killer.
Speaking of Yankee guys who can't beat the Yankees, David Price has announced he'll stop playing last Fortnite before every game.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. He hurt himself playing Fortnite. He gave himself carpal tunnel.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, he's right.
He got scratched.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He got scratched because he was up tonight playing Fortnite?
So no, he played games too much. So
he gave himself carpal tunnel.
Playing too much Fortnite.
These guys have too much time.
He shouldn't be paid. Like, that's your salary for the year, bud. That's it. Like,
$217 million.
Oh, my God.
Fortnite? Ooh. And it's a free game.
It's not going to be free anymore.
Fortnite should pay him for even saying
it's not even going to be free.
It's like a Joel Zumaya injury. Remember Joel Zumaya?
Yeah, I do.
The unluckiest guy.
He was unbelievable for the Cubs.
I think I heard playing Guitar Hero.
Did he really?
Oh, my God.
No, was it the Cubs or the Tigers?
Who?
No, Zumaya was Cubs, right? Yeah, he was a Cub.
Tigers.
Was he a Tiger or Cub?
Who?
Joel Zumaya.
Tiger.
I'm pretty sure he was a Cub. I think he might have played for both teams, and we're just arguing over nothing.
No, only the Tigers.
Only?
Yes.
Only?
In 2016,
he was a twin.
Interview with Zumaya Haver said Guitar Hero the story of the cover not true. While refusing to disclose the actual source of the injury, calling his Guitar Hero story his final answer, and bogus. So basically, Joel Zumaya
only a Tiger. You're right.
Ends his career injuring himself while playing Guitar Hero.
Is that really what happened?
Yes.
But
I would deny that too if that ended my.
You know who I'm thinking of? Not Zumaya, Zambrano. Carlos Zambrano.
Yes, but that's another video game baseball related story. So
you're kidding me. How does this happen? These video games, these darn kids with their rock and roll music and their video games. All right, I'm done.
Not the first time in.
I'm only allowed to say that because I'm the only one in the studio approaching 30. So.
Remind me to put this.
I'm halfway there.
Put this back, guys. When we're done.
What do you mean you're halfway there? We're all halfway there.
Remind me to put this back when we're done.
Is this you?
No, that's not.
I thought you got a bobblehead made out of yourself.
I'm in mid-20s.
That there for the show.
You're in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
So how does that make you halfway to 30?
From 20 to 30.
I didn't say from 20. We're arguing semantics.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So we really never talked about the Yankees. CC, I know he got blown up, but Cameron, is this worrisome or is just something that had to happen at some point?
It had to happen at some point. I'm not concerned at all. It's a blunder.
Because he's 37 years old, right? He's up there. I think he's 37 to 38 years old this year. So, I mean, at what point does it become not about his finesse and his style and able to adjust and all that other stuff and become more about he's just old and can't pitch anymore? Now, I'm not saying that this is what happened, like that suddenly today CC Sabathia is no longer the pitcher and he'll never get there again. I'm just saying that, at some point, I mean, his ERA was, I think it was below 2 before this game. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this was a nice signing when they got him back, but I was of the mind before the season I wanted another veteran presence in that pitching rotation before the season started for this exact purpose, in case CeCe eventually hit a wall. And I'm not saying that's it right now, but it's a little more concerning to me than just. I know it's just a blip on the radar. I know this is the first one, but
we'll see how
now we
he
have
does
precedent.
in this
I
next
think
start.
the game has resumed, by the way.
Yeah,
the game's resumed. Good. So we don't have to worry about our little argument before. Not our argument, but
it is a fair argument.
I've never really questioned that. I've never had to I've never taken the time to sit down and look that up. But I really remember that happening where they just continue games. Excuse me.
Hiccups.
And if you sneeze twice, it's the truth.
It's what?
What?
You never heard that before?
No.
If you say a fact and you sneeze twice, it's the truth.
I've never heard that.
How many times do you sneeze right after you say a fact?
Well, wait a minute. Isn't that a catch-22? Because isn't a fact true?
No. That actually means it confirms that it's true.
But if it's already a fact,
and somebody sneezes 2 times,
so what do you mean?
No, because if you question something, right? But then somebody sneezes 2 times.
No, I get it. Okay, so it's not a fact. So you're saying if somebody says something and then somebody sneezes twice, that statement's true.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a fact. It's a fact after the second sneeze.
Yes.
It's a statement, and then it's proven true after the 2
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We're with you, Mark, and if we got to bring you with us, we're gonna
right. We're riding that ship.
All right.
I'm not trying to sink.
No, seriously. In that case, let's do this, Mark. Get a feather. I'll tickle Tristan's nose, and somebody say the Mets are really, really good this year. And eventually,
but nobody's going to sneeze for that. It's not true.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that.
What do you mean? You want to sneeze? You want that to be true?
Oh yeah, but
it's hard. Only the powers that may be decide to sneeze after.
By the way, has anybody you all understood the analogy I made with the feather? I've tried that before. It doesn't make me sneeze. Just fun fact.
Maybe you're not ticklish then.
Maybe you're a different breed.
I'm really tired.
Maybe he's a postmodern human.
Yeah,
postmodern human, huh?
I don't, because what's the word after Homo sapien? There hasn't been one yet. So,
so that's what you just.
What are they going to call it?
That's what it's called. A postmodern human.
So how can you be a postmodern human? We're in the modern world now.
Right.
So how the hell can we be? Oh, you're saying so after us will be the postmodern.
Right.
Homo sapien?
Right.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be Homo sapien. It would be...
Well, I mean, oh, yeah.
So, I'm actually explaining things now, and still nobody's understanding what I'm trying to say.
No, I know. I'm just having fun about this literary thing we're doing.
But I want to have a nice tease into our next hour.
Okay.
Here's some questions.
Tease me.
That I want to discuss. And I discussed this with Tristan earlier today. Who's going to be the real guy to be the father to Sam Darnold this coming season for the Jets, because to
be like the teacher to him?
Right, the teacher to him. Because remember, when Eli Manning came into the league, who was his teacher?
Kurt Warner,
right. So let's think about that.
And guess who's coming out of retirement? Apparently.
Oh, no. He
said he's going to stay.
Oh, my God, I heard that and I was like, Kurt Warner!
All right, he's staying.
All right, go ahead.
And so that's the first question.
Okay.
And second question is Giants related. How big of a role will Saquon Barkley have this coming season?
Okay. I like those. We could start the next hour with that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
So that's some other things to think about. Also a little bit of NBA action. We got some NBA.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited right now, and it's not for anything that happened in New York. Let me just say that. But let's
and also in hockey, it's not going to be the Blackhawks, the Penguins.
Thank
Kings,
God it's not the Penguins. I was tired of the Penguins.
Yes. Way to go, Capitals.
Yeah, Lightning, right?
Finally beating the
Lightning
Demons.
No,
yes, they did.
Lightning events,
So
right?
what is it? The same 4 or 5 teams have won the last 10 years. It won't be any of those teams.
Yeah.
So
right now it's Capitals in the East. Is Capitals and
Lightning.
And in the West is
Vegas, and then whoever wins tonight. Right now, Winnipeg's up 3-1.
I still can't believe the Pens lost. I can't believe it.
Matt Murray's not a good goaltender, in my opinion.
Well, they have to blow that team up, right? They have to now.
I don't think
Why?
so.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, not the Pens. Not the Pens.
Pens.
I was thinking if the Capitals had lost, it's time to blow up the team. No, the Pens. I just think it's crazy. And I know a lot of people I got my thoughts twisted. I know a lot of people are excited to watch the Penguins win, but I really feel like it's more of people hate Sidney Crosby than they hate Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like, and I mean, isn't that true though?
Yeah.
Like.